Welcome to Sunset News on Thursday, the 12th of October. In this half hour, we bring you the latest news, stories from the community, economic updates, tomorrow's weather and sport. I am Ashwin Berry. We start with some breaking news. Activists Michael Amshelelo and Dimbulukeni Nauyoma have been found not guilty after their arrest in March during a youth unemployment march. Amshelelo, who has been in custody since Independence Day, is free to go home, his lawyer Kadila Amomo confirmed. Information and Communications Technology Minister Peya Moshelenga this morning during a cabinet briefing said allegations against him having a hand in the suspension of New Era managing editor Jonathan Bierkes are baseless. According to Moshelenga, despite efforts from his ministry to set the record straight, media still pushed pure lies. Elizabeth Qebes reports.
In the media in the recent days regarding the suspension of the managing editor of New Era newspaper. Following the suspension of the managing editor of New Era, there has been deliberate, calculated fabrications in an English daily, articles and editorial, claiming the involvement of the Minister of ICT and Executive Director in the suspension of the said editor. Despite a statement by the Ministry of ICT setting the record straight, the Daily continued with the reports of what it knows very well to be pure lies. As a student of corporate governance, I've always respected the governance structure of state-owned enterprises under all the ministries that I have headed, and thus do not interfere with operations of state-owned enterprises. Misplaced obsession to drag me in the New Era saga is baseless. Malicious disinformation will never substitute the truth, no matter how many times and in what form it is being perpetuated. It remains a self-serving blabberlaw, lacking responsible journalism, professionalism, and media ethics. Namibia is a country hailed for upholding media freedom, an achievement which the Namibian government has worked hard for and continues to ensure. Here ends my briefings, and I thank you.
The trial of a pensioner and his co-accused who are facing charges of rape and human trafficking involving an 11-year-old girl is scheduled to begin on 4 March 2024. Dirk von Weitz and Ari Hors are expected to plead on each of the 15 charges they are facing. The trial is scheduled to last until 15 March 2024. Von Weitz is out on bail while Hors remains in custody. Justice Minister Yvonne Dausab has presented 2 draft amendments to the National Assembly, the law for local courts and one for the higher court. It is intended to make foreclosures on houses and other properties more difficult. The aim is to give the courts more room for decision-making in order to protect homeowners who, among other things, have water and electricity debts and city administrations from foreclosures often far below the value of the houses. It should also be made more difficult for banks to simply repossess the homes of defaulting customers. The Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture has increased the funding for health and hygiene products for needy pupils to 15 Namibian dollars per pupil. This amount must be used to buy toiletries and sanitary pads. The total amount for health and hygiene therefore rises to 12.26 million Namibian dollars annually based on the 1,819,749 pupils currently registered in schools all over the country. However, Minister Anna Nyipondoka warned that although several ministries are involved in providing sanitary products to pupils, the responsibility must also be shared with the parents. Now today, the mayor of Windhoek, Joseph Wapingene, spoke on the commemoration of Health and Beauty Month and the Global Day for Hand Washing, which is celebrated worldwide on 15 October. He expressed that the event should be brought closer to vulnerable communities in the future. Algeto Greg reports.
Staying in Eros, who's staying in Windhoek West, who's staying in Windhoek East, who's staying in Johannesburg, who's staying in our Springs, who's staying in the Clean Windhoek. Yeah. Why am I asking this? It's a commemoration of the day and washing day. Yes, we are adhering to that call internationally. But I want us, because within commemorating, we are also doing awareness. And most of the people that are here today, they are from Katutura. Then that's where we must go to the awareness. Most of the people that are representing the markets, they are representing the markets from Katutura. So, Mr. Edward, when I'm next year, from next year, even his Scraver is the mayor, you please let us move from one market to another so that we can really encourage the people with the washing of hands. Rather than just bringing the representatives here and the others that are really doing the catering there, the ones that are also the clients, they should also know about the cleanness of their hands.
Don't miss these stories and more in tomorrow's Namibian Sun, Republican and Algemene Zeitung. In Community News tonight, we zone in on a recent call to vigilance in the Erongo region.
eTicket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
The head of the Community Policing Subdivision in the Erongo region, Inspector Eleni Shapumba, cautioned members of the public to be vigilant of scammers in the area of Walvis Bay. This follows an increased number of cases being reported of people being defrauded of money via electronic wallets.
Yeah, recently we arrested and we have a person in our custody who was found with over 105 different apps of banking apps, and it's suspected that this person has been using these apps to defraud other people after they have received money via this sort of wallets. And I'm not specifying to say e-wallet, blue wallet, easy wallet, or whatever NetBank is using, but I'm saying when you receive money via your phone, on your phone through this sort of e-wallets, the person can access your PIN, stealing your PINs, and then withdraw the money. Sometimes without you sharing that. But there are also different cases that we have received of people being defrauded of money that you receive via those sort of wallets, and then when you go to the bank to withdraw, the money is already taken. How it happened, you do not know. So we are encouraging people to remain on alert. Don't share your information with anybody. Those that have information of those people that are really sitting down in the comfort of their homes and defrauding people of their money, we want information that can assist us to intelligently nab them down. We do not want to see a situation where people are really suffering, but there are others that have information and they're not sharing that information. Share that information with us in confidence, and we want to fight as much as possible this type of crimes. But let us remain on alert at all times. It's a prime time of facing the festive season. Everybody is preparing for the festive season. That includes also criminals. October, November, everybody want to make sure that the festive season is as fun as possible, but with the resources. And this is why we also experience also an increase in terms of crimes, especially economic crimes, housebreaking, robberies, and so forth, because people are preparing for festive season. So during this time, we are urging the community to say we are on alert. We are directed by the regional commander to ensure that we scale down as much as possible in terms of administrative functions, and then intensify our operational duties on the ground. So in as much as we are going to do that, we want the public to come forward and share information with us, work together with us, organize yourself, put yourself in groups of neighborhood watch. We have also seen a little bit of decline in our neighborhood watch and community involvement in community policing. And we want people really to pick up in terms of community policing. Go to your police station, identify the problems in your area, go to your station commanders. Let us try as much as we can to solve the problems in our communities.
After the break in our story of the day, we zone in on the latest from award-winning Namibian bicycle brand Ongutha.
Neopaints has established a 67-year Namibian legacy, creating personalized paint solutions that blend quality and innovation for the Namibian people. We pride ourselves in being a 100% Namibian-owned company, investing in our country and our people by employing and empowering true Namibians. With every brushstroke, Neopaints commits to our quality guarantee and always delivering a coat of excellence. At Neopaints, we always stay true to our country. We are as Namibian as you.
Award-winning Namibian bicycle brand Ongutha by professional road cyclist and two-time Namibian Olympian Dan Craven launched its limited pop-up exhibition at the Bell House Atelier and Gallery this afternoon. The gallery will be open daily from Friday 13 October till Sunday 22 October.
American tour, cycling across an intersection in Manhattan, downtown New York. Someone shouted, Ongutha, because our bicycle, our design, our craft, our work, our ability, our amazing potential was recognized in downtown New York. And if our small town of Omaruru can do that, what can your town do? What can the town in the neighboring country do? What can the rest of Africa do? Because what we've established is that we already have the ability, the magic fingers, the magic hands. We already have a plenty in Namibia and in Africa. But what we've done here is we've brought in master frame builders from England, from Spain, to give them an education that is equivalent to the abilities that these people already have in their hands. We didn't give them something they didn't have. We gave them the equivalent of what they already have. If you look around the room, you will see some beautiful bicycles. The tubing, we buy straight tubes that come from Milan in Italy. Some of them are less than 0.5 millimeter thick, the wall tubes. By hand, with a hacksaw and a file, those tubes are fitted until they sit perfectly against each other. Then at 900 degrees.
In economic news after the break, South Africa looks to partner with Namibia on a refinery. Stay with Sunset News.
Hello and welcome to today's Sports Rep Show.
I am your host, Jesse Jackson Kauraifa. In replay, Namibia, who had won the toss for the first time on this tour.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, starting off with tennis news, both on the WTA for women's and
South Africa is faced with a looming crisis as demand for fuel is expected to keep rising and its refining capacity remains severely constrained. Just 3 of the country's 6 refineries are operational. Now, according to Ayanda Noah, chairperson of Central Energy Fund, recent oil finds offshore of Namibia in the Orange Basin could present an opportunity for refining. South Africa would consider working with Namibia to build another refinery near the Orange Basin because it stretches in South African waters. Let's head into the indicators. The Namibian dollar trades at 19.00 next to the US dollar, with 20.01 Namibian dollars getting you €1. Looking at commodities, copper and Brent crude oil made upticks of 0.46 and 0.23% respectively, whilst gold and platinum made some downturns. In international news after the break, migration rises up the list of Germans' fears, a survey says. Stay with us.
Welcome to My.NA Cars, your ultimate destination for everything automotive.
I am your host, Diana Master. Teamwork makes the dream work, right?
Discover the latest models, innovative technologies, and expert insights from our passionate hosts. Learn essential maintenance tips and get exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the automotive industry. Don't miss My.NA Cars on NTV every Thursday at 2100 hours. Tune in and ignite your passion for automobiles.
The number of Germans who fear their government could be overburdened by dealing with immigration has grown sharply this year, though concerns about taxes and living costs still dominate. A long-running survey shown today says for the first time those fears about immigration were shared across the country, not concentrated in poorer regions of former East Germany. According to the poll by R+V Insurance, now in its 4th decade, an overwhelmingly East German concern has become a topic that worries people equally across Germany. Isabel Boruki, a political scientist who worked on the survey, said respondents fear that the integration won't succeed. A total of 56% of respondents said they feared the state and its institutions could potentially be overwhelmed. However, it is important to keep in mind that the anxiety about immigration has come amid a rise in support for the far-right AFD party, which came second in a major regional election after a campaign that featured anti-migrant rhetoric. Let's head into our weather predictions. It seems like it's going to be sunny in Oshwarongo, Omaruru, Windhoek and Gobabis, with Windhoek expecting a maximum of 29 degrees, while it's extremely hot in Katima Mulilo, but rainy conditions expected. Swakopmund is partly cloudy with a minimum of 12 degrees Celsius, whilst Lutherist can expect all those winds with a 27 degrees Celsius maximum. From the weather, there's only one place to go, and it's to Ari Hogad as he brings us the sports stories from the Sports Wraps desk. Stay with us.
Good day everyone, time for international sports news, and starting off with Rugby World Cup 2023 currently taking place in France, and the big quarterfinals coming up this coming weekend, and team news coming in is mostly to do with team selections. It's Ireland that play against New Zealand. That's on Saturday in the one quarter final in Paris. And the good news for Ireland is that the wing Mac Hansen, he's declared fit to play in the game. He was selected in the starting 15. He had a calf injury, but he was cleared to play. Andy Farrell, the coach of Ireland, he selected the same 15 run on 15 that played in the last game, and it will also be two new players that will be on the bench for Ireland. That's because of injury. It is James Ryan, the lock. He's injured. He injured his wrist, and he's out of the quarter final. And the two replacements coming in is Joe McCarthy and also Jimmy O'Brien. The news from France is that Captain Antoine Dupont, the 26-year-old captain of the French rugby team, will definitely play against South Africa. That's on Sunday. That's also in Paris in their quarter-final game. And it's forward coach of France, that is William Sevay, that said that he confirmed that Antoine Dupont is 100% ready. That's according to him. It's not all the reports was that he's 100% ready. He's got a cheekbone injury that he sustained on the 21st of September. That was against Namibia. And that injury normally takes 6 weeks. He's on to 4 weeks now, but France say that he's cleared to play, and he's 100% fit. News from South Africa is that the South African team management said that they're happy with the referee that was appointed for the game, that important quarter-final on Sunday. Ben O'Keefe of New Zealand will be the referee in the game against France. Ben O'Keefe also had the whistle when South Africa played against Ireland and lost that game. Moving on to tennis news, and it's Shanghai Masters that continue. And the big news from the men's tennis tournament is that number 1 seed, Carlos Alcaraz, is out of the tournament. He lost in the round of 16. He lost to Dmitry Dimitrov, and it is Dimitrov that's number 18 seed in the tournament, and he won by 5-7. 6-2 and 6-4. It's Dimitrov that will now play against Nicolas Jarre, and Jarre is 25th seeded. Also, it is Andrei Rublev. He's the number 6 seed. He's safely through to the quarterfinals. He beat Taylor Paul by 7-5, 7-5. And it is Rublev that will now play against Hugo Humbert. He is from France. Quite an impressive victory for Hugo Humbert against JJ Wolf of the USA. The score there was convincingly 6-1 and 6-2. Continuing with tennis news, and that is related to Rafael Nadal. And Rafael Nadal confirmed that he will play in the Australian Open, that is in January 2024. He's been out of tennis for the whole year of 2023. He had a hip injury in January already, also in the Australian Open, and had hip surgery in June. And apparently he's back to full fitness again, or getting back to full fitness. And he indicated that he will play the full 2024 season and retire after the 2024 season. He's 37 years old now, Rafael Nadal, and he's won 22 times major tournaments. Also news in the tournament, some other players coming back on the women's side of the tour. That is Naomi Osaka, that is apparently going to be back also for the Australian Open, and Angelique Kerber also making a comeback to play again in the Australian Open in January. Closing off today's international sports news with golf news, and it is An Banyung Han. He is from South Korea. He's been banned for 3 months by the PGA. That was for a banned substance that he used. He's banned for 3 months. He can play again on the 1st of December. An won the BMW Championship on the PGA in 2015, and he also played in the President's Cup team in 2019. And he's 53rd in the world, and apparently he got the medicine through a cough medicine. That is what he claimed, and he got it over the counter in his own country in South Korea, but it's banned by the PGA, so he can't play any professional golf for 3 months. That's international sports news for today. Hope you have a great sport day, and we talk international sport again tomorrow. Goodbye.
With that, let's get into the highlights from this evening's broadcast. Activists Michael Amshelelo and Dimbulukeni Nauyoma have been found not guilty after their arrest in March during a youth unemployment march. Justice Minister Yvonne Dausab has presented 2 draft amendments to the National Assembly, the law for local courts and one for the higher court. It is intended to make foreclosures on houses and other properties more difficult. The Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture has increased the funding for health and hygiene products for needy pupils to 15 Namibian dollars per pupil. This amount must be used to buy toiletries and sanitary pads. And according to Ayanda Noah, chairperson of Central Energy Fund, recent oil finds offshore of Namibia in the Orange Basin could present an opportunity for refining. South Africa would consider working with Namibia to build another refinery. And with that, we have come to the end of the broadcast. Make sure you join Sunset News on Facebook on all the NMH platforms, as well as on our website, oneup2.com. Sunset News screens on DSTV channel 285, GoTV channel 25 every weekday and Sunday from 7:30 to 8 p.m. I am Ashwin Berry. This has been Sunset News. Don't end your day without us.